you'll say it, aggressively saving and working on self-care since I've had my son. I don't really know how to take care of myself anymore because I feel like it's all about him. Um, I would like to start a nonprofit for young people, but I don't know, like, I don't want to do something like everybody else has done. So it's kind of like wrapping my brain around something that can help young people that's not like everything else. And then my last goal is to buy a home.
That's great. That's great. And that's great goals for yourself because you want to do the full-time job and get the full-time employment, but you also know that you have a passion for a nonprofit, and then you have a self goal as well by prioritizing yourself. And then getting the house is like the ultimate goal for like 80% of us, you know? So I think that's great. And Ren, I meant to tell you too, that is one of the reasons why I started EBW, because I was a part of so many different organizations, so many different networking groups. And they had the women's organization or they had this organization, but it was nothing for Black women and nothing for a certain demographic of women that were just looking to support each other. So I appreciate you being here too. Does anybody else want to share their 5 goals? If not, we can just move on. Miss D. Okay. And Miss Orr. Miss Orr, I have you after Miss D, okay?
Then Sherry.
And Miss Sherry.
And Sherry. Okay. My goals are increase my clientele by at least 20% in 2021. Move into the next level of my coaching and facilitation credentialing. Get more involved in charity event, especially towards women. Learn how to say no to things that don't fit into my schedule, and focus a little bit more on me and my well-being.
That's great, Miss D. Just like a lot of us, you had your professional and your personal intertwined, but the fact that you're doing a lot of things for yourself, you should take advantage of that. And I'm glad you wrote that down. Miss Aura, I see your hand is raised too. And then Miss Sherry.
Yes. So my first goal is to become debt free, which I've started that. My second goal is to buy my dream home. My third goal is to fully launch and get sponsors for my Oracle Healing nonprofit organization that helps brown and Black women. And then my fourth goal is I have a all natural body cream and soap line, and I want to see that expanding. And my last one is I want to travel more.
That's great. And I want to know more about your body, your natural body cream, definitely after this. Miss Sherry?
Okay, so with me graduating from school, I want to apply for residency programs with goals to become better qualified to provide care. With that, I also want to invest in my specialty by doing credentialing, certifications, and so forth. And then I also want to go back to school to be specialized in whatever course that I find that attracts me the most. Also, I want to start doing some research for a business plan that I have that I want to launch in about 5 years. So in the time being, I want to research lucrative sites that will attract a lot of healthcare professionals. I want to learn how to write grants is another one. And then I also want to be able to get back to a healthier self, mentally, physically, and then wealthily.
I'm sure you have a lot of, you have some very, very big goals that you want to achieve in 2021. So I'm glad that you're writing them down, but I also love the fact that what you said at the end about becoming yourself again, like a whole self, and getting what you need mentally. Because I think a lot of us need that after 2020.
Yes.
So, yes, and a lot of different levels. more ways than one, definitely, but we all need something. We need to get back to a place where we were before. Does anybody else want to volunteer? You do not have to volunteer to write out your goals. We can definitely move forward to how to put them on the vision board. So don't feel any pressure. Okay, so no more volunteers. So next step, we wrote down our goals. It can be 5, it can be 10, it can be 3. So I just said 5 for the purpose of this event. Like if you have more goals, definitely write them out. So what I did, and I know the camera's gonna look a little funky, so I apologize. Let me see how I can move my items closer so you guys can actually see it. And I'll just hold it up. Okay, so this is my board. And I don't have anything pinned down yet, but this shows you a little bit of what I put together, and I'll hold each thing up. So my goals were income streams. So I just did it on a Word document, just did income streams. However, I was able to find documents that had the income stream so I can put it on my board. Another item was to be debt free. So I found, hello, my name is debt free. Why not? That's cute, right? And then a credit card debt coming off. So all of these little, clip arts, a lot of people can find like magazines, it doesn't really matter. And then the other thing I want to achieve is having a full-time and a part-time job next year. So I currently have a part-time job. It's the best situation for me right now after COVID and everything. But my mission is to have 2 jobs. So how can I work that full-time job and that part-time job? Found a little, Word document here. And I'm waiting to hear back from a job that I've interviewed with 6 times. So I'm putting the business card of that person on my vision board, because this is the job that I want to manifest for myself. This is the job that I can see myself doing while I'm working my part-time job. So the business card is going on the board, and you're hired is going on the board. So those are 2. Income streams, part-time, full-time. Now, one of the main reasons why you ladies are here, or the reason why y'all are here, is EBWVA. So this is our logo for my company. And everything that I want to happen for my company, I'm gonna have in this section of my vision board. So I need to get my business plan together. Haven't quite figured that one out yet. So I need to manifest how that's gonna happen for me. So it's on the board. I need to open a business bank account. So not only is that a manifest, it's a reminder that these are certain things you need to do in order to make your business grow and have roots. And then this is where you ladies are coming in. The word supporting. I found this from a magazine. I also found pictures of Black women because I want to support Black women. I want to do cute stuff like this, hopefully, after COVID, with all of us getting cute and going somewhere, but then also supporting each other again. So before I continue, I forgot to ask the question, who brought magazines, clip outs, or words of what they want to manifest? Raise your hand. Okay, so did you all start cutting it out?
No.
No, I have a board
while you were talking.
Okay, so let's do that now. So as I'm talking, I should have said that first because I want to go over what mine looks like, but I want you all to be cutting out, finding the words of the magazine that you brought, or for those that didn't bring magazines, newspapers, or anything like that, the goals that you created, why don't you do like nice bubble letters or bold words? Get a marker and a big piece of paper and write those goals out in bold statements, like huge statements. So start doing that as I'm talking. Sorry about that. I should have asked that first. So yes, I did sign the clip arts, and I found the Word documents with the words, with the illustrations, with the pictures. But if you don't feel like being that creative, it's just about writing it out and seeing those words throughout your home, on a poster board, on a flyer. Like, these are the 5 things I want to achieve. Yes, Ms. Reeve, I can't see. Oh, that's nice. Hold it up closer. Okay, so what Ms. Riva did, her name is appearing as Eleanor for all of the late people that are here. She's using my grandmother's computer. But what Ms. Riva did is she has a 3-year plan, and she did a bubble. What's that called, Ma? Tell everybody what you did.
It's called a web. It's called a web, a graphic organizer.
Tell everybody what you did.
I just told you it's a web. It's called a graphic organizer. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you. That's great. I want you to hold it up to show the other ladies. Okay, so that's another way to do it. Tell everybody what's on it.
Okay, my 3-year plan says, and this is, Miss Niece says she's gonna do 1 more year, but I'm gonna do 3 years. And matter of fact, she and I discussed this before we got on. So we did our homework before we got on. But I said I want to travel. I'm looking at possibly getting a part-time job, looking at my retirement, looking at, I'm saying mortgage and a car payment only, because I want that Porsche. I want to do charity work, and I'm basically going to focus on me, physically, spiritually, emotionally. And then it's a possibility, maybe in 3 years or later, I may get married again, but I'm really not, looking to do that. But basically, that's what I'm doing. So it's a 3-year plan to do basically me. So this is more or less, dealing with me.
Okay, and that's great, because you're proving the point even further, ladies, as you are writing it out and figuring out how you want to manifest it and having that manifestation. What Miss Riva did is she did, what's it called, the web?
It's called a web graphic organizer. And then
Okay.
all the way around, I have fun, fun, fun.
Okay. So you did the web graphic organizer. So that's one way that someone could put their goals. But the point, as you ladies are creating what you're creating, is however you make it, however creative you do it, and I'll continue with mine as we move forward, you have to make sure that it's going to be posted somewhere that you have to walk past every day. This isn't an event or a vision board party. This is a vision board party, but it's not supposed to be a one-time thing. This is supposed to be something that you're creating, goals that you're creating that you want to manifest into next year. So you pray over it, you speak life into it, you remind yourself of it every day, that these are the goals that at the end of 2020, you said you wanted to achieve in 12 months. But obviously for you, Ma, it is 3 years, but it's still something that you can't just throw away after we do this fun exercise.
Let me tell you this. I put my Volvo on the corkboard in the kitchen, and I said that was the car that I wanted. I said I wanted that blue car, that Volvo, not knowing that it was going to come true, but I had it on the board, and I would look at it constantly saying that was the car that I wanted. And lo and behold, it literally came true, that exact car. So, so I guess I'll put my Porsche on the board.
You probably should. You probably should.
Yeah.
But I did that with my home. Before we moved into our house, we went to, you know how you can go to the model homes and see the different open houses and things like that. We knew like the model that we wanted, the unit, the price and everything, and we put that on our cork board. So yes, I agree with you. Mom, when you say that, like seeing it every day is great, but another thing is you got to put the work in. You can't just be like, oh, I see a car, oh, I see a house, I'm gonna get it because I wrote it down, because I put the picture on a cork board. Like these are things that you all are gonna have to remind yourself about, you know, monthly or quarterly, with each of the different quadrants. So if no one else has any additional comments, I'm gonna continue with mine as you all are putting yours together. Okay. So I mentioned the supporting of each other. So everything under the EVWVA umbrella, the business plan, the opening the business account, thanks to Ms. Vinay, monetization, because I was not thinking about that until like 2 days ago. And I have the dollar signs. Like basically, I have this desire and passion to have these events with women, to bring women together, but I do need to remember how I can monetize this thing for the future, be it events, merchandise, membership. How is this going to feed me? And then circle back to those 8 streams of income that I want to create. So everything connects as well. If it should, being debt free connects to the income streams. My events that I plan for EVW, and actually this is my event section here. So I actually took pictures of events, kind of how I want them to look, like classy events, brunches, cute Black women dining. Like these are the visions that I have. And I wrote the word, you know, events, because I couldn't find a magazine cutout of that. But I also put Peer Space, because that's a website where you can rent out event space. So to remind myself of that, event space, Airbnb, somebody gave me that, a warehouse. So these are all just like examples and words that I need to remember and live by as I'm working on this pocket of things, these events. So like restaurants, I've known people to do events at restaurants. And let's see, I think that might be all of mine. So I'm gonna work on actually putting them together. But before I do that, I also found, which you ladies might find as you're going through newspaper articles, and maybe you might see something after this event, like a word or a phrase that sticks with you. And Granny and Mom, you could speak to this. There could be Bible verses that speak to you. You might need to print those out and put those on your vision board. So for me, purposeful living was something I saw in a magazine and it appealed to me. So I'm going to put it at the top of my vision board. Zooming into a new era. We're on a Zoom meeting. My next few events might be Zoom events. So why not put zooming into a new era? There when you need us, because I want to create this platform for women. And then also believing in God, believing in myself, believing in others. All of these things can be manifested. And I can continue to add different Bible verses, different quotes along this border after tonight. It's not like a one-time thing. You definitely can keep your vision board working. So anybody has any comments, you can give me your comments, but I'm gonna go ahead and start tacking my thing so you can see what it looks like at the end. But if anybody has anything they want to say or anything they've learned from doing a vision board in the past or what they're able to kind of come up with today, definitely let us know.
I'll share what I have so far. I'm actually doing an electronic one since I'm on my iPad all day long, every day. I look at this every day, so this is gonna be my screensaver. And so I can actually, I don't know if I can show you all what I started working on.
Oh yeah, I thought you had to share your screen. Bring it up closer, Aaron.
And so debt-free, 6-figure annual salary, higher education dean, a 6-figure bank account, weekly self-care, youth nonprofit. So I'm adding some pictures next, but I'm making a digital one so I can actually keep it on my iPad.
Erin, that's smart, because we're over here making boards and we're like, oh, where are we going to put this in the house? Where are we going to put this sheet of paper? But in the times that we're living in, it does make sense for it to be virtual and to be your screensaver. Like, you're going to be forced to look at your goals every day.
I couldn't have scissors. Yeah, I couldn't have scissors around him. He's not going to let me have no scissors. So I was
no, but I'm saying you are going to be forced to look at your goals every day. That is smart. Anybody else want to tell us what they've done so far? It can be anything small. Is anybody just writing it out versus finding pictures? Vinay, you writing it out? That's fine. I like it. But you color coordinated it though. Anybody else? Granny, you want to add it? Vinay, I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Yes, I'm on mute. May I speak now?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a wonderful idea, Staffy. I have gone around careers and what have you, and come back again. And I really should be thinking about retirement. But as you were speaking, I did write down 3 goals that I would like to do in these later years and use my knowledge and experience to become a consultant, and in the areas which is healthcare for me, and community work, and of course my own self-care, because I really have to preserve myself. But now I realize now that I really want to go ahead and complete and publish my book, finish writing my book, and publish some poems that I've written through the years. But at this time, I'm writing my life, my biography or whatever, and I want to go ahead and complete that. But most of all, I would like to become a consultant on various subjects and areas of my healthcare expertise, and be a mentor for young people. I had a business, I was successful when I was having a business, but I did not have a plan. And I urge everybody who to, when you go in business, have a business and write your business plan out. My plan was in my head. So, but I was successful for a minute. So anyway, I would like to share all of those times. I went in nursing in 1957. So up until whatever, up until I retired 2 or 3 times. So, so I'd like to use my expertise and knowledge in mentoring and consulting. And now, I realize that I could probably really get paid for some of the stuff that I do, that I give away free. So this will help me, because I never thought about doing this. I'm just not a planner. I just do things, and oddly enough, they've been basically successful. So I'll really have to rely on you young folks to keep me up and get me up to snuff on the internet. I'm a fast learner, I think. So, and I want to learn. So I'm glad you invited me to this. And if I can offer anybody, I think I heard a young lady talking about doing things over for young people, because I've worked in communities. I worked with grant funded programs. I've created programs to fit into grant writers, participated in grant writing, especially the meat of the program. So my business was school for nurse aides, and that's still current. I mean, you know, I still have my legal stuff. I can go back into that business whenever I want to. I left state boards in good standings. So if anybody wants to start a nurse aid program, teaching, I can certainly help with that. Even developing programs for women and children, and Reba helped me with a parenting program when we went into the public housing community. And that's where I did most of my work. Health teaching, health prevention teaching, and health prevention teaching across the generations, even up to the elderly. So anybody want to tap in on anything that I can say to them, to some of you young ladies, I talk a lot, and I'm willing to share. Okay. Did you mute me? Have I been talking to myself?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So, you know, anything, I've done health fairs. I've organized health fairs and worked with the people in the community, the health department, the redevelopment and housing people within the community. So I can give you tips or whatever. So, but when I start my consultant business, y'all gonna have to pay me.
We heard you, Grant, and we appreciate it. And actually, Miss Sherry, one of the young ladies up here, would like to talk to you. So I'm going to give her your information. But you weren't talking to yourself. I just couldn't unmute myself.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
After Sherry finished talking, I want to say something.
Okay.
Hello, Ms. Griffin. My name is Sherry. So one of my future plans is to be able to write grants and get some of that free money they have out there to, I guess, propel my business forward. So I would love to be able to get some information and pointers from you on how to write grants. I know nothing about writing grants. I know that's part of some of the didactics in future education for me, but if I can get a head start, I would love to be able to get any information you're willing to pour out.
Okay, I didn't actually write them. I know the nature of them. I know how to look, but I know how to write the meat of the grant, what you really want.
Well, you got more than what I have, and I'll take anything I can get.
Okay. Okay. Looking forward to talking to you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Ms. Orr, you had something? Ms. Orr, you had something to say, I think? Ms. Orr and Ms. Neese?
Yes, all I wanted to say is I just love your enthusiastic Mrs. Eleanor. I just love it that you love learning. And it warms my heart to just know that there's other people out there that want to give back also. And definitely I would like to pick your brain.
Well, you better hurry up. It's getting kind of scattered.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Steph?
Yes, ma'am.
I can share a little bit of my board if you like.
Of course.
Okay. So, you know, I was a little unprepared. And then I called myself, so some of you ladies who don't know me,
You're breaking up a little bit. Is that me?
I'm at home now with 4 kids, a 5, a 6, a 3-month, and a 13-year-old. And I work, so that's a little bit of my life every day. So I'm a little bit crazy, but it's okay though, right?
Yeah.
So I say that to say Of course, I had to support my sissy, and I had it all on my calendar. But you know, as she and my mom know, and they probably laughing at me, you know, I was not prepared. I did not have any material, so I would go out to the grocery store to get to get the stuff, and nobody told me magazines was $12.99.
Nope.
So I'm just thinking, look, I can just look. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna procrastinate this a little bit, but as my granddaddy used to say, never put off for tomorrow what you can do today. And look at what I did. Now I'm stuck with using this for y'all. Look.
That's good. That's creative.
Oh, Miss Sherry said go to dollar store. Miss Sherry said you should have got some from dollar store.
So anyway, from that, this is what I got. This is what I got. But nevertheless, it was still productive. Okay, yeah. So I have, hold on, let me glue my last piece on. Okay, so I have, excuse me. This is too big.
Okay, let's see it.
Okay, so starting January the 1st, I will be planning on submitting some very important documentation to the state to have my own agency.
Okay.
Okay. It's a Virginia agency.
Mm-hmm.
I plan to provide the best services ever.
Good.
I will also be planning on working on being a licensed clinician, a licensed professional counselor, as I'm a licensed school counselor and a qualified mental health professional. I'm working hard to now become a licensed professional counselor. So y'all pray for me.
Okay.
In the midst of that, I will be a president and a CEO. You see that? The words are small, but it mean big things.
Okay. What does it say?
It says president, CEO. Okay. And I have grace here because that's going to be through God's grace.
Amen.
Provide me with the networks that I need. So I have all three of those words right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because my job my business is going to, of course, be around children. I found something that says that I will be supporting children. And I also possibly could look into doing some type of residential. So I saw something that said residential.
Mm-hmm.
I always want to learn more about mental health awareness because that's my field. And while doing this, I want to always create great memories and grow a tradition with my family. So that's what I got.
That's great. That's great. Thank you, Ren. Ren with the snaps. I've been seeing you the whole time. Is there anyone else that wants to share before I share? Because we're actually going to wrap this up. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Niece.
Okay. So being in education, of course, like Miss Reva and I both, we do webs. All right, so I put mine on my little whiteboard that I have. And so for 2022, I'm living for 2 more years for retirement. I would like to be no credit card debt, which I am almost in that area now, very, very close to it. And while I'm in no credit card debt, then also supporting my Black businesses. You guys, yes, my young entrepreneurs, yes, they are the bomb. They are the bomb. Yes, I've got my 2 daughters.
Merch, we sell merch, by the way, ladies.
Please put your camera down some so I can see you.
Can you see it like that?
Yeah, when you after you do your board, I can see your board, but after you finish, put your camera down so we can see your face.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. And so after that, I again in 2022 get a new truck, get a new car, and I put down here the dollar signs with the line across because when I get it, it's going to be with no car payment. All right. Also, I want to travel. So once I get my new truck, we're going to start some traveling with my girls. Like I told you, I'm breast cancer free for 2 years now. And so I want to be more involved in breast cancer awareness, and to help other ladies that are going through with their diagnosis, because it is a lot. Still want to teach part-time a little bit, because that's just what I do. You know, I've been teaching for 30 years, and I guess that's, can't do anything else, you teach. And of course, I got dance over here, and through all of it, got to have church, because without it, or the Holy Spirit, you can't do any of it. And so that's very simple.
Yeah.
Good, good.
Amen.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else that, thank you, Ms. Niece. Is there anybody else that wants to volunteer showing their board? You don't have to, but I think the ladies so far that have participated, but you definitely don't have to. This is something for you. Anybody? Going once, going twice. Okay, so last but not least, I'm going to show my completed board. And I also have like just a few announcements / post housekeeping things, and then we can log off and call it a night. So this is, oh no, one of my things failed. Hold on. Let me make sure that's taped here. Okay, so this is not a completed board, because as I mentioned before, this is something that you need to continue working at. This is something, oh, thank you. My videographer came down here. This is something you need to continue working at. This is something that you are going to continue to do through each quarter, through each month, however you want it to be. So as I mentioned before, this is the income streams, and I had the pictures here with income streams. I also found a picture of $20,000. Why I chose $20,000 is I want to save $20,000 in 2021. Do we think it's possible? You can do anything that you manifest. So how about that? It's on the board, so it's going to happen by the end of the year. Debt free, I already mentioned. Hello, my name is debt free. But more importantly, it's the credit card debt. Because I know a lot of ladies mentioned being debt free, and that's fine. But everybody has a different type of debt. So I'm referring to credit card and car debt. Are my student loans going to be paid off? Is my house going to be paid off? No, but I plan on at least paying off that credit card and paying off that car by the end of the year. So definitely the realistic expectations for yourself is important as well. I already talked to you all about full-time, part-time, me being higher, and then the business card of where I've been interviewing. And then all of this here is specifically about EBWVA. So we have the business plan, we have my business bank account, we have the monetization. Thanks, Vinay. Again, I will forever give you a shout out on that. We have, what is this here? We have the events that I want to plan. And you see I have events, peer space, Airbnb, restaurants. It's giving me ideas of where I want to host these events. If God willing, we can have in-person events next year with COVID. And then in this corner, still under the EBW umbrella, is all of those Black women I mentioned before, because that's what's the most important thing for me, supporting Black women, pictures of Black women. And this is most important for me because regardless of how many people start coming to my event, regardless of how many strangers I come in contact with, regardless of how much money I might possibly end up making with this company, it is all about supporting Black women. And I don't ever want my vision board, my manifestations to waver away from that. And then I mentioned this already about the different quotes that I found, and I'm aligning my board with the quotes. So Granny, if you have a Bible verse for me, Mommy, Miss Niece, Tanel, anybody, if you have a Bible verse or a quote for me, I will print it out and it will stay along the border of my vision board through the year. So that concludes.
I just want to say one little thing.
Yes.
For everybody who's coming on and saying like, you absolutely want to pay off those credit cards and you want to get out of debt, the universe doesn't hear anything different than what you say. So rather than message debt, let's message pay, finalize, complete,
yes,
close, those type of things. If we manifest debt, we're going to get more debt. We don't want no more debt. So we're going to manifest prosperity, growth, $0 account. That's what we want to manifest.
Thank you, Miss Vinay.
Good point. Very
wonderful.
So I'm going to find, so I need to write that down, see? So I'm going to write down prosper. I'm going to write down paid, and I'm going to replace debt-free in the picture of the credit card debt-free with prosper. What were the other words you used? Because I was listening, I wasn't.
Yes, like $0 account, paid off, final payment, closed account. Off. We want to see that on the credit report. Closed account.
Yes.
Step for your Bible verse, a good one, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me.
4:13.
I don't know where this is in the Bible, but let go and let God. Put that on there.
We're doing quotes. I don't think this is in the Bible either, but what God has for me, it is for me.
That's it.
What God has for me is for me. I don't
also,
my handwriting.
Also seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things be added unto you. First, we got to give him praise. We got to go to him. We got to ask him. We got to talk to him about it, and let him lead you, and he will lead you.
If you have faith of a mustard seed, all you have to do is say, move mountains.
Now, this one not even in here, but she said she having faith of the mustard seed. She's
Thank
been
you,
listening.
You know who that is.
That's Aunt Sheila.
You know what I always tell you, Steph, it's done. You have to go through the process, but it's already done.
It's already done.
Turn the page and move on.
Now she's out there. Turn the page and move on.
I can't even write that fast.
That's Quilla.
That's Quilla. That's the way she operates.
Okay. Thank you. So I want to, the post housekeeping that I mentioned, I cannot thank you ladies enough for joining me for this first virtual event. It is my mission and my goal to have a virtual event at least every 45 days to 60 days until I can finally build up content and involvement and panelists for us to have in-person events. If COVID ceases to be a thing, because I will not have these events in person if my ladies are not comfortable. So we will continue to meet on a virtual platform, absolutely. So thank you, that's first. Secondly, I don't know if you all-
I need to say something.
Yes.
I need to say something. I don't even know why. I don't even know what this is all about. So why am I in here participating? Y'all could be trying to get some of my Social Security.
No. That does bring me.
Don't say another word. Don't say another word. You show.
Okay.
You're doing real good. Now you're trying to show your age. Sit back and be quiet. Let Stephanie finish.
Okay.
Don't act like you know what's going on. Go ahead. You look like it before, and then sit back. Don't blow it.
Don't blow
it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. That does bring me to my next point. So thank you for that segue, Granny. I don't know if you all saw the disclaimer, but this event is being recorded. But what I did is I did not start recording it until after the introductions were over. So if anyone feels a level of discomfort, please let me know. But I am only recording it for the purpose to have this content on my website and on my social media pages. So in about a year or two, when we blow up and we have like 100 members, you all can say that you all were the first. So let me know in the chat, or you can message me and meet up if you have any issues. And then last but not least, I'm sure a lot of you know, because you did find me on the meetup page, but we do have a website as well, and it is called edwva.com. That is where I put all of the merch that I'm selling, the merchandise like t-shirts, leggings. We have coffee mugs that say empowered. We have sweatshirts that say the word empowered in bold letters and t-shirts. So if you are feeling in that mood to give someone a Christmas gift, let me know. I can give you a coupon code. And I also have listed out all of our past interviews that we've had with some of you ladies saw snippets at the beginning, and any future events, newsletters, any announcements we send through the website and through MailChimp if you want to subscribe to that. So unless anyone has any questions or any final things they want to say, I see a few messages in the chat, but please, oh, LOL's laughing at Granny. But if anyone has anything to say, if you want to raise your hand and say any final comments, please let us know. All right, everybody's good. Well, thank you again. Oh, somebody gave me a Bible verse. Thank you, Erin. Let me write that down. So I bid you ladies adieu and stay tuned for our meetup page for future events. We'll probably have panelists and open discussions and actual topics next time, not necessarily the vision board. But thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, Stefani.
Thank you.
Stefani.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.